And good day, folks. I am walking around Calgary now. I decided today, might just mosey around, go visit some family, and see what old Cowtown's got to offer. I'm sure this audio is going to be amazing. So I've been to Calgary. Today's Friday, Good Friday, so it's Easter. So that means I've been in Calgary for 2 days. It's just been nice to be hanging out. Yesterday I went and hung out at my grandma's house. I'm gonna go back to some more of the family. Hopefully more coming over to visit for, we're having fish and chips for dinner tonight. That's gonna be awesome. Yesterday I had chicken stew and hamburgers, all homemade of course, because the grandma. But yeah, I'm gonna go walk to right there City Hall, and I'll turn the camera around here for you. So that's City Hall, that big stepped building. That's the big Calgary Theatre. Over there you can see the bow. I keep pronouncing that wrong. I'm so upset at myself for it. But yeah, that was the tallest building for the longest time. That changed to that one, and then I think there's one tucked in the middle there that I can't see that has taken the tallest tower in Calgary. When can I cross the road here, folks? It'd be nice if I could. Hey! Okay. Holy smokes, traffic. Coming in hot. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing, but it could be fun. Could be boring. I'm just walking around Calgary for, I don't know. I got like an hour until the mall I want to check out opens because it's Good Friday. So, might as well spend that hour in the sunlight. Here we are in the center of the Calgary City Hall. So that's the new municipal building. This is a really neat the Calgary Public Service. I wonder if this is a memorial or some sort of just statue. And then I'm assuming this is an old City Hall. Nice clock up there. This is really cool. I love old architecture like this. I understand Canada is still a young country. 1860s to 1910s really is our big historical era. But we shouldn't be tearing these types of buildings down. Like I hear they're tearing down the Saddle Dome when they build that new stadium. And they shouldn't. And I'm glad that Calgary has kept their new City Hall and the old City Hall. Whereas other major cities have just gotten rid of it. Or they get rid of their old sports arenas. They get rid of their old hotels. Like, just because it's not 300-400 years old like they are in Europe, doesn't mean they're still historical to Canada. Who we are, where we are. Let's go keep looking around here. Look at that old firehouse. And a Travelers headquarters. Looks like the Ghostbusters building. A really cool fire truck there too. For the fire headquarters. That's really neat. Imagine watching the old type fire trucks pulling out of here. So that is the Bow. I think it's called the Bow Tower. Bow Hotel. I don't know. I just see it on Google Maps called the Bow. But that was the tallest building in Calgary for the longest time. Until that one, I believe. Shush. Historical Fire Hall number 1. Oh, okay, so this is Fire Hall number 1. That's really cool. And this is a really, really tall building. Holy shit, I can't even see the top without my hat falling off. That one's ginormous too. What is this skull? Wait, is this a dude's head? What? And then that one, on Google Maps, it looks like, World Trade Center 7, but that one's pretty cool too. Look at this place. Holy shit. Well, left the mall. There wasn't really a ton in there. Didn't pick up anything. But walking outside, and I noticed this might have been a Target. Well, that's sad. Also, I found a Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I didn't really find one. It's kind of just been sitting here, but there's a fucking Chuck E. Cheese. I don't think it's open, but it might be. I don't know. We'll head there in a minute. I'm trying to find a Lamley's. Apparently there's a Lamley's nearby, but maps ain't really helping. Aha. I have found it. Let's go in and try on maybe some new boots, maybe a new hat or something. I don't know. You know, anybody who's a fan of Harry Potter might see what I'm in a predicament with here. It's kind of like having to choose your wand. I mean, there's just so many options. Looking around for like a nice set of green ones up there, or you know, just anything that's not Ariat. But I was looking for like Alberta Boot or Canada West, but they've only got like Laredo and Ariat here. Oh, those CS ones are pretty nice. I don't know if I'd like that green. You know, I don't know. Gotta pick the poison of the ground pounder. Look at that old T2. I think it's pretty cool. And hey, look at that old piece of shit. Just kidding, that's the emerald. There's something. I hope it's this rock that's clicking when I'm going down the road. Look at that fucking unit. Holy fuck. And as we hit the 1,000-mile mark on the journey, that makes 1/10 of the entire trip. And just like Junkyard Diggs and Angus say, if it can drive 10, it can drive 100. If it can drive 100, it's driven 1,000. I think 10,000 kilometers from BC to Halifax back to BC. I think the Ford, I think she's standing strong. That's 1/10 of the entire journey done. That's crazy. Let's get back on the road and listen to some more George Strait. You know, I wonder what he's doing today. But anyways, back on the time lapse so I can keep playing my music. There's a really annoying rattle now. It's when I get above 90. The wind starts to do something between the cab and the camper. But it's because there's such a strong crosswind right now. Okay, so back in the truck, I ended up taking off the upper fascia, or upper fucking metal tin. And I decided to just throw some weather stripping underneath it. See if that does anything. Alrighty, so we are in Brooks, Alberta. I decided to stop in at the PV Mart. Hi, Seagull. How are you? Ooh, holy shit. Fucking seagull. The shithawk. There's a shithawk, Randy. He flew away when I called him that. Okay. Spilling gas everywhere. Fucking, oh my god. Get out. Hey, give me the fucking jerry. Ow! Stop! Give me the jerry can back. What the fuck? Yeah, also stopped at PV Mart, which is beside the Dollarama. And if there's one thing my old boss taught me, the PV Mart is usually a gold one, so make sure to take a look in there. Why do you... It sounded like it was spilling. And with that, I decided to just leave, head towards Medicine Hat. So towards Medicine Hat, we didn't stay long, or I didn't stay long, I guess, and I only got a couple videos. I wanted to get on the road, and surprisingly, honestly, Alberta was probably the flattest and most straight part of the drive. Like, Saskatchewan wasn't bad, but I took a bit of a detour. But there were honestly a few more hills in southern Saskatchewan than I thought there would be compared to, well, southern Alberta, which was itself quite flat. Anyways, here's Medicine Hat. I always think about these nativity scenes and how Chad Kroeger from Nickelback always used to play the birth of Jesus. You know, he's been everything from Mary and the baby, but he's never made it as a wise man. Anyways, we are in Medicine Hat. There's the Y on 2nd. Cool little mural and quite a German looking house there. Drive through ABM. What is an ABM? That's a cool brick building there. The Canadian Bank of Commerce. Oh, it's CIB or CB. So like I said, I wasn't staying long in Medicine Hat. I'm trying to outrun a storm. I'm just gonna let the storm overhead while I'm in Saskatchewan, which it did, and it was nice to listen to the rain. Nice little bit of a thunderstorm out here, or thunder as they'll say when I get to Manitoba. But soon we are to enter the last little bit of Alberta, the southern part, which is honestly more flat and straight than Saskatchewan for the most part. Like, Saskatchewan was quite hilly, and so is Manitoba. But Alberta, that was flat. Kind of goes against everything I'm supposed to say and joke about, you know. But here I'm at the last gas station in Alberta, along Highway 1. It's like $1.16 here, whereas $1.40 in Saskatchewan. So barely made it to Manitoba with the jerry can and the fuel I had, so I didn't have to pay any of the, you know, a few extra taxes that they do out there. Being the BCer I am, so I try to take advantage of all those tax cuts. There's Saskatchewan, land of living skies. Bye-bye, Alberta. Listen to Nickelback later. So entering Saskatchewan, I realized the roads here, no, they're just as equally flat and boring, but not as flat, honestly. There were a few hills coming in and out of like Speedy Creek and Moose Jaw and stuff that I wasn't quite expecting, and I didn't remember from when I was last out here. But this is only my second time driving this far, and at this point, when I hit the little town I'm staying at, is the farthest I've been. Alrighty, everybody, we are in Moose Jaw. Yes, I made it to this wonderful town, of which I was told I would be beat up if I came to, so, you know, that's funny. But the kid, when I tried calling him, being like, yo, what if we just talked like guys? But both numbers I have for him were sent straight to, you know, this number can't be completed. So, you know, if you're blocked, you're blocked. Don't even try after that. But we'll take a little look around here at Moose Jaw. It's nighttime, so you can't really see much. I'm just at its importance, so. But yeah, I'm gonna be heading 30 minutes down the road here to the town I want to stay at. And it might be too dark to see anything tonight, but hopefully tomorrow, when the light comes out, we will do a little bit of touring before we head towards Winnipeg. Because Winnipeg should be the next big stop for a while, or a couple days. I want to see some family, just like I did in Calgary, but they're north of Winnipeg, like I've said earlier. Anyways, I guess this means we should get on the road. How much fuel am I at? Half a tank. Yeah, so like I said, here I'm heading out of Moose Jaw, and honestly, the hills here, they weren't too bad. This is really where Saskatchewan starts to get flat. I start going down a little provincial highway, like a range road or whatever they're called out here, and all of a sudden it turns into a dirt highway right where I was staying, and I had taken the pavement up to the little town I was staying at, and then to go towards Manitoba I took a dirt highway. And tomorrow in the daylight I'll have a bit more video of it, but didn't experience it tonight. I was hoping I would, because I thought it would have been a ton of fun to, you know, scoot around in the dirt at night. Sadly, I just rode the pavement the whole way there. Oh, that's a Mustang, for anybody curious. My background audio here. Hanging out at the Home Depot, doing a voiceover. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I'm not great at the voiceovers, I'm sure, but I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the adventure, and catch you up in Reuleau, Saskatchewan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at my resting spot for the night. A small little town, southern Saskatchewan. And if nobody knows where I am, probably didn't grow up Canadian then, because it's a little iconic. I'm in Dog River, otherwise known as Reuleau, Saskatchewan. This is the Dog River Howler. Back there is the police station. Over on Darcy Street, which is like 4 blocks that way at the end of town, is Oscar and Emma's house. I don't believe Ruby's or the gas station still exist, but we're gonna find a place to park, and tomorrow, when it's daylight, we're gonna do a whole bunch of adventuring. So, join me, will you? And good morning. It is 10:30. I slept in a little. So today we're gonna go to Winnipeg, I'm hoping. Should make it there. We're gonna go check out Reuleau while I'm here. I'm gonna go park at whatever store I can find, and then I'm just gonna walk around a little bit. Check out like Brett's bar from the movie, or the Philly's bar for the show. Yeah. It'll be cool to walk around and check it out for a little bit here, wake up, see if I can find a coffee. I gotta get coffee. That would be very nice. All right, we go. In case you're wondering, yes, of course, I stayed on the corner of Scott Ave so I could say that I slept at Corner Gas. I thought it was funny. But I'm gonna turn onto Darcy Street, coming down from the other side of town, because I did just a big loop. And hopefully at the end of this street is Oscar and Emma's house. That would be super cool. Boy, this is so cool. Get the F off my lawn, you jackass. I can see this little plaque here is. I saw one when I was coming up the road. Oh, that's super cool. What does it say? Corner Gas, Oscar and Emma's house. This site is private property. Please be respectful. Okay, so is a person allowed to go walk up and look at it, or is it just stay on the road? Private property, no trespassing. Okay, we will do that then. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder how much fun it was to have a horse and the carriage in the movie for that. Of course, I have my best Hank looking hood flannel, which actually I picked up from my grandmother's place last night. It was in a bit of... Okay, so I just got out of the bar, and they did have coffee, and I bought a coffee to like in a mug. Hey, it's the post office. That's really cool. And the fire hall. Let's go check out the Howler. The Dog River Howler. I don't think that's open. So like I was trying to say, but the wind got bad there for a second. I got out of the bar, and I had a really nice conversation with the barkeep, and I asked her, like, hey, do you own the place? She's like, no, my friend does. And apparently the owner, a nice Asian lady, has like Asian buffet dinners all the time, or on Sunday nights, but they just opened for Sunday breakfast. And if you're ever coming through Moose Jaw to Saskatchewan, or like through Saskatchewan from Moose Jaw to Regina, or Regina to Moose Jaw, pop south, only takes like an extra 20 minutes. Get some Sunday breakfast. And yeah, I picked up a poster because she was, they had a couple spares from the event they had recently, but super nice people there, really sweet. What I'm doing right now, standing still, is I'm standing in front of a mural that I'm gonna put my phone down in front of so I gotta get, this is so cool. I love this so much. But look at this over here. I mean, they're all in Saskatchewan, so they're gonna be in like really nice shape, honestly. So some would call that junkyard digs or vice grip garage. There's about a dozen old Fords sitting here in the middle of Saskatchewan, in the same place they filmed Corner Gas. So I mean, talk about the content opportunities. Scat Road, first half. That's all that remains of the grain silo. They left one little piece. I believe I parked right about in the right spot. I'm not too sure. But this is the site that once stood for the Corner Gas set. The reason they tore it down is because this is a swamp, essentially, between winter and spring. Like, they don't even pave the roads because they have to remake them every year, they say. Which is kind of crazy, honestly. But yeah, they built the set to last for 5 years. It stood for about 15. Just after they filmed the movie, they tore it down. So there's the water tower way off in the distance. The 4 grain silos, and then what once would be the big grain elevator. But having put some thought to it, I should put my hat on backwards. Because I am Hank. I am Hank. I'm driving a 20 to 30 year old Ford, which at the time of 2003 was the 1980s F-250, or F-150 that he drove. And I'm unemployed. He was unemployed. And you know, we're both a little goofy. So I think I'm Hank. I'm Hank for the day. Hi. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about filming in public because I'm still not used to it yet, but you know, we're working with it. But I'm at the Corner Gas set. I didn't stay here last night because I didn't want to stay on the property just in case. But I did like 3 seconds down the road. Shush. You're so annoying sometimes. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm playing Hank for the day, I guess. Okay. I think it is time to leave Reuleau. Reuleau. Let's get to Saskatchewan, or Manitoba. All right. Let's get on the road. And the reason I'm filming this part is because I want you guys to listen to my funny... There's a rabbit! A fucking rabbit on the road! Turn right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is small town Saskatchewan, where the highways are dark. Trying to find like a good spot to ride. Those KO2s in the back are gripping really nicely, but the Michelins up front, they're a little slidey on the rock. And there's still a good crosswind. Just keep on keeping on. The finger wave is just so iconic out here. So like I said, everybody, I really do feel like Hank. You know, he was my favorite character in the show. Very close to Brett. You know, Mr. Leroy was pretty funny. Oscar, he's my... God, all 3 of them had, like, they're my favorite. If I could be one person throughout my life, I want to progress as Hank to Brett to Oscar. You know, that's my life goal. And they say it's flat. How do you mean? And topographically, of course. Topographically, well, of course it's flat. But there's lots to see. Nothing to block your view. There's lots to see. Nothing to block your view. I could have sworn there was a mountain range, all tall and purpley and stuff. This is so cool. I don't know how I'm gonna make this video work. I don't know who's gonna find this interesting, but I feel like I'm living the life of Hank right now. This is amazing. I'm heading to Woolerton. You know. And here I am leaving Reuleau, Saskatchewan, and I take the dirt highway, head onto the pavement, and start heading towards Regina. Now, driving through Saskatchewan, it left a lot of time to think and wonder, and a lot of meditative realization, I guess you could say, about how life is just experiencing the journey. And I didn't expect to stop in Dog River or in Griswold, Brandon, the few places I made some good connections with people along the way. And it was nice to be away from BC, because back there, nobody I've experienced is someone you can trust and someone you can actually, you know, put faith into. I haven't had good luck out there, but out here it just seems like such a positive, honest, wholesome community in every small town. And even in downtown Winnipeg, there was still a camaraderie that you don't see in the lower mainland there, especially. Like, walking around downtown Winnipeg, I was in a bit of a pinch, and I was asking somebody, like, hey, I'm a little stressed out right now, do you have a cigarette? And they were like, yeah, sure, no worries. And no, like, I had no worry about talking to someone, whereas in downtown Vancouver, in similar situations, and yeah, you almost get worried to talk to someone down there, or they're like, they won't respond to you, and there's no community in Vancouver. It's a very businessy area, you know. I don't know how else to explain it. Just kind of rambling as the time lapse goes, you know, heading towards Manitoba, leaving Saskatchewan. I don't think at this port I've hit the border yet. I think that's coming up here pretty soon. Sorry, I'm looking away from the camera. I wasn't looking at where I'm filming. No, I believe this is me coming into Manitoba. Yeah. So, like, it's kind of the millennial midlife crisis to do these little camper road trips, and everyone talks about it, but I see what they mean. It is a ton of fun. It's not too expensive, but it sure beats buying a Corvette and having that type of midlife crisis, I'll tell you that. And everyone doubting me, saying that, oh, you know, that Ford can't do it, you can't do it, you can't drive, you know, people doubt that. I just want to put them all down and say, you know what? I can do this because I want to do this. I don't care about anybody else's opinions. And I think that's something that everybody needs to realize, is they need to do what they want for what they want. Not do what they want for what other people think or what other people believe for them, you know? That's why my social anxiety has always been joked about as social anxiety fears me in public. You know, gotta just have that willpower and the ability to just say, you know what, I am me, and just live with it. And that's what I hope to do while I just live across Canada, experience the greatness of this country. And like, look at the skies. It went from that gray gloom to this beautiful blue sky only for a little bit, but it was still just gorgeous to see as I was pulling down Portage Avenue into Winnipeg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in downtown Winnipeg. Let's go for our nighttime tour like usual. I remember Calgary, no medicine hat and all that I did in the daytime. That's because I was driving. But now that I plan to stay in Winnipeg for, you know, maybe a week or something, the weather's actually staying pretty nice. Might as well stay for the playoffs. I have no reason not to. I'm gonna miss the car show probably, but you know, life isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. And as much as I'd love to meet Vice Grip Garage, shake his hand and get him to sign the camper or something, if I don't make it, I'm glad I got to spend time in Winnipeg. This is somewhere I've wanted to be for a long, long time, and it's been almost 20 years since I've been here. Across from some very Wall Street looking buildings, honestly. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to get my way towards the hockey arena, but there's a group of people in front of me who keep trying to ask for a ride or, you know, get me to call them a taxi, and I tried things and it just, but no. Anyways. That RBC building is tall. A lot of neat sounding cars outside today. Notre Dame Ave, 4th Street, Portage Ave. Okay. I'm assuming somewhere on here has to be. Ah, my tooth is killing me. That's a nice old Bank of Montreal. Alright. Just tightrope my way through here. Electrical cables. Huzzah! Holy hell. It's windy. Look at that tall building. Bell MTS MMF, the Manitoba Media Federation. I wonder if Auntie Mona is working late today. She's one of them higher up people in there. Oh no, I'm stuck in the construction site. No, I can get around through this fence. Okay. Fuck. This is a little spooky. Ah! Ah! Wait. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifted through the wind, wanting to start again? Woo! This is so much fun. I've always wanted to walk around the core of Winnipeg, and this is everything I expected it to be. It's a cool, like, Flatiron building here too. That's really cool. Holy fuck, buddy. Look at that downtown skyline. That is a cool building. That bridge. The Canadian Museum for Human Rights. Oh. Is that what that is? Dang. We write half the Geneva Convention and then we go, hey, listen, for human rights, we'll give you this. That's very cool. Oh, it looks like a tiny penis. Very bulbular. That's so cool. Look at that building there. Gorgeous. You know, there's a city in BC called Grand Forks, but I'd say this one's grander. I'm walking on this old, like, cobblestone. I just got following the bridge. I was posting a TikTok there. And started rolling my ankles and I was like, what the fuck? This is cool. There's a meandering path, but that's meandering. That's like talking to my ex. This is like how I want the conversation, you know. Oh, look, there's a split in it. That's so cool to walk on these cobblestone blocks. This is so cool to be in, man. Gotta love Winnipeg. It's such a hockey town. Oh. That's my Ford. I didn't even fucking realize that until I walked right past it. Ah. Hey, fuck. I thought I was more that way. And here we are walking right past this nice old cathedral. Top out MTS. Yes. Finally get to see this. Oh, sorry, it's called Canada Life Center. I guess I might be calling that wrong. But look at this. I cannot wait for the big fucking street party tomorrow. It's gonna be so cool. Aha. 1-1 Minnesota Vegas. I knew that wasn't gonna be as lopsided as people said. I have faith in them northern teams. They know how to play on real ice. I really like that jersey. I love the Métis pride in Winnipeg. Also, yeah, I should fucking smack that building. The nice sweaters. Winnipeg whiteout. Tomorrow is gonna be such a fucking blast. I don't think I brought my white hockey jersey, but I did get a couple t-shirts that have the Jets logos on them. But we forgive, we forget. That's the big screen when everyone's going to be standing here and cheering. Quick peek inside the stadium, where all the cool things happen. Still 1-1 Vegas in Minnesota. Good. Good, good, good. I mean, I wish I could be inside the stadium, but I'm literally $0 after, getting here, so. Fuck it, we ball. That's the RCMP museum. That's super cool. I want to see what's over there. I didn't get to stop and see Depot while I was in Saskatchewan, so I think the Winnipeg RCMP. Is that a hoverboat? Is that a hoverboat? What? I want to be on an RCMP. I mean, imagine getting arrested on the RCMP hoverboat. Cool. Oh yeah, look at this whole museum they got. Oh, there's a couple bikes in there. Oh yeah. I gotta see if that's open when I come by tomorrow. I don't know, it's Monday. This. Aw, that's so cute. There's a little police dog there. I was talking to the officer, asking if this is going to be open tomorrow. And the dog was just like, arr, 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 arr. The dog is like, he's like, justice. I'm like, aw. I think a little pooch. And that ends the first day in Winnipeg. I just want to say thank you to everybody I met. Everyone who had a great time at the Winnipeg Whiteout. And stay tuned for next week. We'll see where we are, if we're in Winnipeg, if we're in Ontario, or if we're in Halifax. Stay tuned, folks. Bye-bye.